All right, today's episode, we interviewing a grown man. My name is Sean Walker, and I'm here with
Keston.
Caston, and we finna do episode 1. All right.
All right, cool.
So, the first question that I've been asked is, why did you start your filmmaking journey?
Good question. Good question. If I want to go into the long answer of it, it's when I was a kid, I was really quiet. And I used to pay attention and I was super observant. I would just look. I enjoyed looking, paying attention. So I think looking and paying attention is a valuable skill when you become a filmmaker or a photographer. Because instead of being distracted by your phone, like let's say you're doing a wedding, you can't be looking at your phone, taking pictures, right? You gotta be paying attention to the bride and the groom. Or somebody might be tearing up, the bridesmaid might be, so you want to catch those moments. So it's always good to be focused and pay attention. So, but my main reason is I was an artist. I tried to pursue music when I was younger. It didn't really work out for me. But being an artist is something that's always with me. So as a result of being an artist, it transformed itself into creativity with cameras.
Okay, you got this beautiful business that you got here, Keystone Productions. Where did you get the name Keystone from?
Another good question. So Keystone Production comes from when I was a kid growing up in Trinidad. I'm originally from Trinidad. So they would tease me. Instead of saying my name is Keston. They would say Keystone, Keystone, like a form of teasing, and I didn't like it when I was a kid. But when I became a man, it's more so I'm taking ownership of things that bother me and use it for my benefit. So it's like my lemon to lemonade story, if that makes any sense.
Lemon to lemonade.
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. Lemons to lemonade. You gotta have your lemons to lemonade, whatever that is for you.
A half and half.
Yeah, half and half. You're right. Yeah. We in Baltimore. Half and half. Yep.
Okay, so this is a educational question.
Mm-hmm.
It's like background news that you used to play football.
Yeah, I did play football. I was athletic at the time. If you see the pictures, I gained some weight. We're gonna keep that a secret. But yes, I was a running back in high school, and I was a linebacker in high school. And then I had a young girl named Amber Johnson who thought that I was smart, and she said, "I think you should go to college." And I was like, for real? I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I was college worthy. She's like, you should go to college. And at the time, I was really studying a lot of righteousness as far as being a black person. And I want to say drafted by a military school. But not to be all down the rabbit hole, I couldn't see myself being in the military because my beliefs didn't align with the military. So I just decided to go to college instead, and pursue business marketing. That's what I went to school for.
Business marketing, okay. So when you was in school, like high school or something like that, what was your passion? Did you always wanted to do?
Did I always want to be a what?
Did you always wanted to be like a filmmaker or?
You know what? No, that came later. I'm so glad that you asked me that. I wish it would have came sooner. I wish that I found my passion sooner, or I had confidence enough to find my passion sooner, because, especially I didn't have the advantages that you guys have today. So back then I would have had, a video camera. It would have been a whole different form of editing. I don't think software editing was invented at the time, right? So I didn't have the advantages and the tools back then. But knowing what I know now, I probably would have been good at it. It would have been a longer process, but I think I would have been good at it. But in high school, to be frank, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went to school for business marketing, and the truth is I saw the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. And it was one of the first, and we're talking about the power of film and what it did for my life. It was one of the first African-American full cast films back then directed by African Americans, starring African Americans, and it also was about African Americans doing a professional job. It wasn't the gang story, the coke story, the drug story. It was about a professional businessman who was a player dealing with a lot of women, and then he finds out that he was unhappy being like a womanizer, and he falls in love with Halle Berry, who shows him his true identity. So I picked marketing because of that film, because he worked in marketing, and he was around a lot of pretty girls, so I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna lie about that one, but yes, that's why I picked business marketing. But I'm glad that I did, because what I've learned is business marketing is something that is in every facet of business. Like the Under Armour hat that you have, what are these, Nikes?
Yeah.
Like branding and marketing is important in every aspect of our lives. Like, what's the first cereal do you remember as a kid eating?
Lucky Charms.
Why did you like Lucky Charms?
Because of the flavor.
The flavor,
Like
but did you see the commercial first?
No.
You didn't see the commercials?
No.
You never see the Lucky Charm commercial?
No.
Damn. These are internet kids. Anyway, okay, go ahead.
Well, here we go. Next question. Besides, like, let's get into the fun questions.
Yes.
Besides all the filmmaking and all the things that you do outside of, like, what do you do outside of, with the camera?
You know what? You might hurt my feelings with that one. But man, I'm a worker, bro. Like, I work. You know what I'm saying? This right here, what we're doing right now, this is fun. Yeah. This is something new for me that I'm doing where it's not attached to a client and it's not attached to money. I'm so glad that you asked me that question, because I need to do this more. I need to be a teacher. I need to pass this on to guys like you, guys like, Deshaun. Jason, taking a picture. See, that's another thing about being a visual person. I'm really great with faces, terrible with names. I need to get that together. You know what I'm saying? But no, this is fun for me, man. Like, I want to do more, like, teaching, more passing on the torch. So I'm really glad you asked me that question. That's a really great question. And I want to do more fun stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But when you're working in America and, the bills don't stop because I'm cute. You know what I mean? They just don't stop. You know what I mean? So I just got to keep it going.
Well, the next question is, why did you decide to do internship at City Neighbors? Like, did you see something in City Neighbors?
What?
To start?
It is something I'm gonna give credit. I'm gonna give credit to my man Darwin Antoine, who's my partner, my right hand man, my guy. It came up in conversation, and it's something that we didn't even think about, but it was so natural to say yes to it, because I wish, going back to one of your earlier questions, I wish I had a mentor, somebody giving me something to give me a head start. Not to say that I didn't have people in my life that helped me out, but it's so important to pass on the things that you know to our generation, because we live in Baltimore City, right? Let's be real about that. We live in Baltimore City, and I'm gonna ask you, what do you see in the news?
I don't really watch the news.
So, right, but it's negativity, right?
Yeah, a lot of negativity.
A lot of negativity, a lot of young brothers like yourself either doing this or doing that. And I think the pathway to stop all of that is what we're doing today. Is if I give you something that's valuable to you, that you will care about, then you're not gonna do something that's gonna mess that up, because you got a skill that you can make money with, you can raise a family with, and if these skills of video and photography today the value of it is gonna be exponentially higher by the time you get to my age. You know what I mean? Because right now, everything is dominated by video and photography, everything. You can't pick up your phone without seeing a piece of video. You can't pick up your phone with seeing a moving image. Like, everything is surrounded with video and photography and talented people that put it all together.
All right, let me add on to this. Hey everyone, I'm Darwin, the partner, the partner. So What your question?
Can you see him? Can you see him over here? Oh, you see him over there.
Right here. I know I'm over here.
Okay.
Yeah. The question that you asked was, why did we choose to do the internship with your school, right? So when we was there, we came to do some work with your school, and what we saw was from many of the other schools that we visited in Baltimore, you guys it was a different school. It was a whole different energy in that school.
It's a great vibe at City Neighbors.
And just to know that it was a type of artist-driven school, we wanted to capture some of that as well. I tell everyone, even though you guys might think we your mentors, you guys are really our mentors.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because all my mentors is younger than me, because y'all are there already. Y'all in that bleeding edge of whatever is to come, the wave, and we want to learn from that. So we bring y'all here to learn from you guys, as well as hopefully we could give y'all a skill that y'all could take into the future and mold the future that we see that we need help with.
Great answer. High five to you.
Yeah.
Peace.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is it the light is still green on the back?
Yeah.
And that one too?
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're gonna do last question here.
Okay, last question.
What was your favorite project that you did?
My favorite project that I've ever done. That's a super hard question. I got a lot of babies out in the universe. I love a lot of the work that I do, and it's really selfish, or it would be unfair to me to say that I like one particular thing. I'll tell you what I love, or the most thing that I fell in love with is making a bunch of mistakes. I love that I made a bunch of mistakes because I can tell when other people are making mistakes, and I can course correct. I'll be like, look, I did that too. And I'm not doing it from, oh, I'm better than you, you suck, you don't know what you're doing. No, I made mistakes too. So I would say I love my journey. I love the fact that I look back at some of my early work that I loved, and I look back at it now, I'll be like, oh, that wasn't it. You know what I mean? Like, that was not it. But now I love the fact that I learned from my journey, and talking about money, I made the most money being an entrepreneur, having faith, having mustard seed faith, going out and creating an own business for myself, because as a business owner, you'll never put a cap on how much you can make. And I'm not saying anything about anybody who has a job. I'm not making it a comparison. I'm just saying in my personal experience, when I had a job, my income was this. With entrepreneurship, it could be that, this, that, whatever you make it. So that's the fun part of it. Like, the unfun part of it is sometimes you're broke. Like right now, yeah, sometimes you're broke. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you're just like, it pays off. So if you could get used to things sometimes not working, and then appreciating when things do work, and I always say, keep planting seeds. Like, planting seeds is a relationship, sending somebody a DM, making a phone call, not being afraid of rejection. Like, I'll be honest, going back to high school, you asked me about high school. Oh my God, I hated rejection. That's one of the worst feelings in the world. But I'm telling you, the older you get, rejection means nothing. It means nothing. It means that you didn't see my value now. Or I wasn't ready. Instead of you telling me I'm not ready, you just said no. So sometimes you need to tell a person, you're not there yet, but keep working at it. Versus some people just look at your work and be like, nah, I'm good, without an explanation. You know what I mean? So, but that's another thing too. Don't be afraid of criticism. Like, oh my God, I hated criticism. You don't know what it took for me to do this. You know how hard I worked on this. But yeah, you worked on it with what you know, and you suck with what you know. You know what I mean? But I heard this expression, let me make sure I get it right. You don't know what you don't know. That's the expression. You don't know what you don't know, right? Like, I told you some things about the camera today. Did you know about it?
No.
You don't know what you don't know. So until you know it, and then the other thing is until you put it into practice, it really means nothing. Because I could show it to you one time, but it's like shooting a basketball. If you don't feel it, the weight of the basketball leaving your hand from different areas of the court, you know what I mean? Then you won't get used to the weight of how you need to push it from different angles. So camera work is the same thing. Like you don't know what angles you need to be at in order to get the right shot. It's like you gotta feel it out. You gotta do it a whole bunch of times. You gotta be like Michael Jordan and Kobe. Do it when nobody's looking. That way, when you step in front of the camera, your anxiety levels are down. Your nervousness is down. Because you're like, no, I'm good. I've been practicing. I feel good about where I'm at today. So if you could get that in your system, you're gonna be straight. Thank you for the interview. Great interview, man.
Well, that's the end of interviewing the old. My name is Sean. I'm here with.
Yeah, you can say old man. Interviewing the old man.
Yeah.
Part what?
Yeah, episode 1. It's a wrap.